If you have a green screen, if you're
I
professional.
don't have a green screen because I'm in my
If you're a
kitchen.
professional.
I sold my house. I don't have a studio anymore.
I am kind of in love with the fact that we all have Wayne's kitchen right now.
I don't have a green screen. This is my actual life.
Yeah, sure. No, Wayne's got a green screen too.
Bragging, Wayne. We don't need to hear it.
You know,
Notice how the colours change
you
on my
have a
background
real
and yours don't.
you know what's going to end up happening is Wayne's going to get a green screen, but he's going to get so used to having his kitchen behind him, he's going to have to use this.
No.
He's going to use this one. With the refrigerator door open, it's going to drive us all crazy.
No,
Where's this going live so I can tell all my followers?
You are live.
The YouTubes.
Oh, I am live?
Yep.
Where are we then? YouTube?
Yep,
YouTube,
and
Twitch, and Twitter. I will get you the link and put it in the thing.
put it in the private chat.
Yeah, so you can.
In the thing with the stuff.
In the thing with the stuff. Stop. Actually, I want to do it without it playing. Please don't play the music while I'm playing the music. You can do this, computer. I believe in you.
And I'm going to put it in our...
Can you put it on Insta?
Yeah.
Please.
I did it. Alright, there.
Mike, you on Insta?
I have an Instagram, but I don't ever post anything.
We have an Instagram and we fucking never post anything.
I'm not very attractive, so I don't really see the point of being on Instagram. I can take pictures of my dog.
That's what I do all the time. It's my job.
Yeah.
I need to do that. All right, Wade, you got intros. Sweet swashroom.
Hello, everyone. It's Bin's Day. That means the Bin Podcast. We are here. We've got myself, the Waymaker. We've got Brenna. We've got
Hello.
Mikey.
Hi.
We've got Jartan. And we have a very special guest. We have actual Dr. Dog.
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, it's me in the flesh. Monkey, come on.
Hello,
And I
Dr.
brought my
Dog.
dog along. Here we go. Up. Come on. Up.
You have a dog.
Say hi to everybody.
Oh, cutie.
Oh.
Look at it.
That's
And
it. Sit down.
trying to
Can't see
eat your
anything
actual face.
I didn't know that.
That's what
Now,
dogs like to do.
I didn't know that this was the time you wanted me to eat your glasses. Hold on, let me get that for you.
Yeah. We'll get it.
Yeah,
We'll get
exactly. Poor doggy.
So before we do our intros, what are we all drinking? I'll start with Dr. Dog.
I'm in Rome, so I'm drinking Prosecco.
Good work.
it. Pinky up.
What's it called, Jartan?
That's not me.
Fucking
That's
wine.
no my beautiful fiance calls it prosecco, which fucking makes me insane because it's prosecco, but she goes prosecco, and I'm like, stop saying it like that.
It sounds better that way. I like it. Prosecco.
I like that. That makes more sense to me.
Prosecco. I'm not going to say it in Rome, though. I don't want to get ran out of town.
No, it's like when people pronounce jalapenos.
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 Some tortillas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look,
dude.
I've just realized I'm the only one without the
Avocado.
professional microphone. I mean, look at you. You've all got this knob coming from...
No,
From the
that's my background.
Oh, okay, that's my knob. It's a little bit smaller than yours.
Nobody's ever said that to me before.
Oh my God.
I just thought I'd add a little bit of class to this.
I'm very happy
you.
you said that. You just made my day. That's the first time I've ever heard that. So.
me and Wayne, our knob is actually the exact same size. He's just got his closer to the camera. You know, you always use those tricks.
To be fair, Jartan is rocking the same mic as well.
Brandon,
Yeah,
what
sorry.
mic do you have?
No, I'm like, how to turn this stuff off again?
Apparently I got a knob. I don't know.
Anyway, Jartan, what
Something
are you
happened.
drinking?
Oh, yeah, but I have to turn this stuff off. How do I do that?
You're
There
drinking
you go.
prosecco.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm drinking. Actually, I found this in the liquor market. It's a Highland Park 12-year-old Viking edition,
Cool.
Oh, I like that
Uh,
one.
which is called Viking Honor.
Yes, I like that one a lot.
It's really good. They did have an 18-year-old called Viking Pride, but it was south of 90 quid, so I passed on that.
Well, you mean like shipping to Sweden from the UK?
Yeah, basically. So,
They have
but
to
it's
throw it.
it's really nice and lean. It's a good Highland whiskey. I thoroughly enjoy it.
That's very nice. I like
Excellent
that.
stuff, Mikey.
I have some vanilla American beverage and some Bacardi, and it tastes wonderful. Good stuff.
Amazing stuff.
Back to the
Right,
old
so
standby.
let's get back to our illustrious guest who's joined us today. Dr. Dog, please tell us all about yourself and what you do.
Oh God, I work with dogs. I understand dogs. I'm a behaviorist. Basically, I am the guy who knows what your dog thinks about you. That's what I do. Yeah, that's
All right.
the short.
I don't want to know, so thanks for coming.
That's what most people say.
Yeah, Zhaltan's dog's been side-eyeing him for years. Like, oh wait.
They're ready. They're ready.
And
Where is he?
how has your behavioural dog therapy manifest itself into what you do now? Like,
You mean how did it all start?
Yeah.
Well, it all started when I used to be in the car industry. I was head of marketing.
hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I didn't know that.
Wow.
There you go. I was
That's
head
a
of
punching
marketing.
gear change.
You know the Italian car maker Fiat. I was head of marketing of Fiat for 10 years.
Really?
And head of motor racing, and so yeah, I spent a lot of time with Michael Schumacher back then. And then anyway, beginning of 2003, I left Fiat, and I was able to get my first dog. And after the first weekend, I was completely shattered. I didn't know what to do with him. I had no clue, really no clue at all. So I did what most people do. I bought myself a book. And after reading the book, I was even more demoralized because I had even less clue. But then luckily I found a really good dog school. This was back in Germany at the time. And that's how it all started. And then many years later, my first dog unfortunately passed away. And my second dog, the brown one you saw, who's a flat-coated retriever, his name is Mork, from Mork. You remember Mork and Mindy?
Mork and Mindy.
Nanu. Oh, what was that? I can't remember. Anyway, Nanu. Oh, that's it, like this.
Yep, that's it.
And and then I went back to university, studied histology, and created Dr. Dog, and that was in 2013. And that was the beginning, really. I then specialized in behavior therapy and behavior modification, and then I wrote a TV format, and then I started working Italian TV, and 6 years later, I've done over 160 shows.
Wow.
Of my own show. The first show was called Dog Factor. The current show is called Super Dog.
Wow.
Well, Doc,
It's all on Italian TV, unfortunately.
well, Doc, I got your first patient here. This is Zero,
Who's a Maltese.
Maltese
No.
Shih Tzu.
A Maltese Shih Tzu.
Yeah. There's nothing
cool.
really wrong with him. He's a little scraggly looking. He just had a bath.
Oh,
So he's not 100%
sweetie.
dry. But he's just crazy.
Kid.
He's good, but he's just crazy. He likes to bark.
In what way?
He likes to bark at everything. Everything.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, okay, thank you for letting Daddy know. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, they close their door to their car. That's fine. But he's just he's a big barker and a big licker. I don't think there's anything wrong with him, but the wife thinks maybe he barks and licks too much.
Which one do you want to stop, the barking or the licking? No, I mean, do you want to ask your wife first?
I mean, I'm fine with the dog sitting there with his toy, behaving himself, being quiet, but then you just hear, because he's just going to town on his tennis ball, and it's like, oh, that is the grossest anti-ASMR stuff I've ever heard.
God.
It's like, oh God, stop, enough. But he's not.
How old is he?
He just turned 4.
What do you expect? He's a teenager.
Yeah.
He can do it 20 times today.
Yep. See, baby, he's not broken. He's just a teenager.
Yeah.
She's in the other room.
You know, I have a client with a Yorkshire Terrier, right? Male Yorkshire Terrier. Now get this, every evening after dinner, they get a kitchen roll and the dog humps away on the kitchen roll, and all they have to do afterwards is just take away a couple.
It's
That's grim.
Seriously.
And he's never been a humper. So I
well,
think when it comes to a little barky, a little licky, like, because he'll just you're sitting on the couch, he'll curl up next to you, and then he'll just lick your arm for the entire movie if you let him.
Yeah, you know why dogs do that?
No.
Because our skin tastes good. Our skin, we sweat through the skin. Dogs don't sweat. And so when they lick our skin, they sometimes it's sweaty, and so it's salty, and salt is a taste carrier. And sometimes if we put creams, especially ladies, come out of the shower and you put your cream on, and the dog goes, oh, brilliant, Nivea cream, whatever. Yeah, that's the reason, because it's fat. Fat and salty.
It's like the way we taste. We're gonna take us
it's
out.
love. It's pure love. They love it.
So,
my dog is a Russian hound.
A what?
A Russian hound.
Ah, what kind?
It's called Russiska Gutchayaka.
You got an Irish wolfhound. That's what you got, but it's Russian.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, because Russia has to big hounds. They've got all sorts of things, like the Ovchaka is the biggest hound in the world.
Yeah. So no, but
Cool.
she's
Cool.
a mid-size hound. She's a rescue dog. She just turned 10, and right now she's living with my parents because I live in an apartment with 2 kids, the wifey, and 5 cats, 2 rats, and a shitload of dust bunnies.
Perhaps the
And
cat's
you.
bunny. And you.
So and me.
The biggest dust bunny of them all.
I think
Right
I'm technically elk, but
What?
but
Some woodland creature.
So, but I have a question. Well, actually, I have 2 questions, and there's sort of anecdotal situations that I didn't really understand that dogs have done in the past. So the first one is we were out for a walk. My dog has been around Irish wolfhounds since I got her. She gets along with all dogs. If some dog get aggressive, she pulls back, she walks towards me and just stands behind me because that's sort of her safe space. There's never been any problems having her loose in the forest. She might find some reindeer or something, but always comes back. She's a hunter dog, so I'm not really surprised that she runs off every now and then. But my friend has a very submissive dog, a golden retriever who's very, very submissive, not all dominant, and neither is my dog. But she started getting really aggressive, just pushing this dog to the ground, just standing there, snarling at her until the golden retriever kind of just curled up behind her owner. Then she could just, jog along.
It's a female. The golden retriever is a female as well, right?
Yes. That's it. That's the easy answer.
Much. How old?
She's 8 and mine was 9. It was about 8 at the time, so they were the same age.
Yep.
Yeah. So it
happens quite a lot. Now, not necessarily. It doesn't have to happen. And if the golden retriever is more of a submissive type, and by the way, dominance and submission are not description of character. If somebody says to you, your dog is dominant, that's bollocks, because it's a description of a situation. Your dog cannot be dominant by itself.
Right.
Right.
No one to dominate.
If there's no one there to submit, then can't be dominant. So just like boys will, measure themselves up against each other, females will do that too. And it does happen. I would definitely avoid them meeting in closed spaces.
Yeah.
As long as it's outside, they've got space, you know.
Yeah, no, it was just really weird because the Irish Wolfhound is, they've always gotten along. She's sort of the one who's always setting the boundaries because he was a puppy when they lived together and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I've never seen this sort of behavior from her before, and it was very new to me. In every dog encounter we've had, she's never been this. She didn't bite. She just snarled. She just stood there, made herself as big as she could, just to make the other dog kind of curl down behind her owner. When the dog did that, she was kind of, I'm fine with this, and then she chugged on.
Perfectly. Let them. Some people say, oh, you shouldn't always let dogs sort things out with each other, which is true, because sometimes you have to protect a dog from a bully and stuff like that. But in this case, what you should never do is reprimand your dog. Never tell her off for being, for snarling or for growling, because they're communicating to each other. Look, she says to the other dog, I don't like what you're doing. So basically piss off. And the other dog goes, oh, all right. Okay. And then that's fine.
Over and done.
But watch out for it because it might build up. Usually it's something that doesn't necessarily go away easily.
Yeah, no, it was she. When I had to go away from work, she actually stayed at their house for a minute, and she always, as soon as Sonny, the golden retriever, pulled back, she could walk the other way, and they walked their separate ways. But she always made sure that the golden retriever kind of curled down. But
she was checking them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're not trying to be dominant, are you? No, I'm not. Just making sure we're good.
Yeah. And it's quite funny because the shift has been, especially with Alf, the Irish Wolfhound, the shift over
Alf.
Yeah.
Alf.
Yeah.
Does he like
great name?
He eats cats.
Yes. The cat-eating alien, Alf. Oh
my goodness.
When Alf was a puppy, he was also like, he didn't yell back when she snarled like over bones or food. He kind of pulled back, but now he's starting like
what's good for him.
Yeah, but now he's just like, if he wants to eat first, he just puts his shoulder against her, and she kind of because he's weighs 2.5 times what she does. But the second situation and that's quite more serious, and I wasn't here for that, but my fiance had a dog, EC, who was American Staffordshire Terrier mix, and it was a very, very easy dog, and one of his best friends was her mom's Chihuahua. I know who that is.
That was Zero. He sounds like
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was quite a dog.
So and he always used to play with the Chihuahua, and they got along fine until one day Isa bit the Chihuahua during play.
Good.
To the point where the Chihuahua actually died.
Oh no.
Easy.
Well done, Mikey.
Easy then took off, ran outside, standing in the forest, just peeing. And almost like she was very, very ashamed of what she's done and didn't want to come inside, and sort of, acted very, she just ran off. They sort of, I wasn't here at the time, but they sort of interpreted like EC overdid the play. She didn't mean to bite as furiously as she did. She kind of just got excited in the playtime, and then she felt ashamed afterwards. She knew she'd done something wrong because got quite chaotic, and she just ran off because of the chaos that ensued.
Look, the truth is, feeling ashamed or feeling sorry is a human trait. Okay, so we tend to humanize our dogs a lot. Technically it's called anthropomorphism. Mm-hmm. So we say, oh, look, she's feeling sorry, or look, she's doing this or that and the other. The truth is, she was feeling scared. That's the truth. And when you're scared as a dog, you can pee yourself or pee a lot. And the reason for that is it's what's known as a primordial puppy behavior. So if a dog shows to whatever is around her, oh, look, I'm just a little puppy. Look, I pee myself, or I go on my back and show you my belly, then you're showing yourself as a puppy. And in that situation, she definitely knew something was wrong. And everybody reacted, and there was screaming. I mean, the dog died, for Christ's sakes. I mean, there was screaming and all that stuff. So it's no wonder. Yeah. That's the reason for that one, as far as I can tell, without being there.
So I have 0, and then my wife came with 2 cats. The cats could care less if they break something, knock something off the counter, scratch you. But like the dog, I almost feel like he's remorseful. Like he's like, ow, dude, you got my arm there. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then he goes back to just like nuzzling and just like almost like he's apologizing. The cats could give too. They just couldn't care less. They're like, well, you shouldn't have been holding me. I didn't want to be picked up.
No. Cats don't give a shit.
They just
cats. No. I mean, the truth is, cats are. I mean, lots of people are going to hate me, but cats are bastards. They don't give a shit. They don't.
Cats have figured this whole pet thing out, right? Like we clean up their shit. They don't have to do anything. We don't train them. We open the door for them, feed them.
Yeah, but mind you,
we only can cuddle a cat.
Walk down the street with our dog and then pick up their shit. Can you imagine what we look like in their eyes? we put it in little bags and take it with us. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with us?
It's like, why are you? It's like, no, don't pick that up, Daddy. No.
Why?
For Christ's sake, it just came out of my ass.
I left it there for a reason.
I don't know where.
Maybe in winter, all they want to do is give us a little hand warmer.
Oh, that's grim.
Fingertips a little chilly there.
On.
Got something.
Who hasn't enjoyed a little hand warmer in winter?
Yeah, no,
it doesn't last long.
I don't know where I've heard this, but at some point it was a comedian who had a conversation between a baby, like a 6-month-old baby, and a dog. Yeah. And like, yes, it's my human. It does this for me. It picks up my shit. And the baby goes like, yeah, well, does that too. Well, it wipes my arse as well. And the dog goes like, yeah, well, only if I don't clean it up myself. Yeah. And it's like, and it feeds me. Well, it feeds me from their breasts. And the dog goes, oh, fucking hell. All right, okay. So you might get a bit better.
But you know, it's like the one of the dog that the 2 dogs meet at the vet. One of them says, what are you here for? You know, I've been a little bit sick, my throat and stuff, not been good. And, you know, so they're having a look. What are you here for? Well, what happened? So, yeah, well, I was at home and my owner, she's a lovely lady. And she was, what can I say? I mean, she was washing her hair, bending over the bathtub. And she was, you know, she was naked and I'm young and, you know, and the other one's going, oh my God, no. So they're going to put you down? He goes, no way, man. They're just going to find my claws.
Yeah.
Sorry.
By the way, the reason I took my headphones up while you were answering the question, because I had to pull the cord so my fiance could hear your answer to your question. I did not do it to be impolite or anything, and she thanks you so much for that great answer. We have to say the sad story is that Easy also got put out because you know he bit Nikki to death, and they didn't see another solution to it. So it was a really sad situation. And thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I would just like to say, Dr. Dog, well done for reading the tone of our podcasts so well.
He's an old regular now.
I have, and I know your real name, but I think we should just keep you as Dr. Dog. This is perfect. Right now, I have questions from the pub. Questions from the pub.
No.
Is this going to be like a regular segment where
Oh,
you
no.
just like ask people in the pub random questions and then start,
No. I'll tell you how this started. I was talking to Katrina at
Yeah,
the
we
pub.
don't have time for that. Ask the
Oh,
question.
shut up. Right. Anyway, so Dr. Dog, Katrina would like to know, what does she do for a dog that has separation anxiety? Like it literally shits itself when they go out and like shakes and all that.
Yeah, most people think that separation anxiety is when a dog plays up when you go out. Separation anxiety is really a pathology. It's in about 8% of cases where dogs will really have physiological change. Heart rate will go up. They will start panting. They will self-mutilate. They will jump through windows and stuff like that.
Really?
That is real separation. Yeah. That is real separation anxiety, and it has lots of reasons. Mainly has to do with fear and abandonment. In the other 90% of cases, it is the fear of loss of control over you. So when you leave the house, the dog is going, shit, here we go. Because, when we leave the house, we tend to have all the same kind of routine. You're looking for your mobile phone, you're looking for your keys, your jacket, and the dog's going, oh, Christ, here we go again. They're leaving me. They're not taking me with them. Oh, no, I hate this, blah, blah, blah. So what you need to do is you have to make that moment of leaving the house really, really positive. For example, taking something like a Kong, which is a rubber toy, which you can fill with things like liver pate for dogs, right? So when you start to leave the house, you give him that, right? And the dog will start to lick away at this. Then you leave the house and you come back after 30 seconds. And after, without saying a word, you pick it up, take it away, and put it on the kitchen shelf. So the dog's going to go, what's this? Then you sit down again in front of the sofa. After 2 minutes, you get up, you repeat the same routine, give the dog the stuffed toy again with some more liver pate for dogs inside. You leave the house for 1 minute. Okay, you come back, take it away. So very soon, you are going to increase the time that you're going to be away, and the dog's going to go, let's hope they stay away for longer, because every time you come back, they take away my toy.
Wow. So like positive reinforcement.
Yeah. What you're doing is you're reprogramming his chemical response in the brain to what's known as classical conditioning. He's conditioned himself to feel shit when you leave, and instead you condition him to feel good when you leave. But you need to you have to teach a dog slowly, and usually I start by teaching dogs as a puppy.
Oh wow! And since
we're
trying to talk about, since we're trying to talk about dogs, this asshole decided to just wreck the stream.
No,
because he heard Brenna and he loves Brenna.
Oh, my little Dex.
We're gonna go. I've got 3 more questions from the pub. Well, actually, 2 more questions from the pub and 1 from Mystery Hour. So Tracy Crone asked me to ask you, her dog is constantly trying to escape. What's that about?
Well, it depends on the dog. Depends how long she's had the dog. If the dog has not been with you for long enough to bond with you seriously, then he probably feels the urge to escape because he doesn't feel safe enough around you. It may just be the type of breed of dog. Some dogs are very, they love to explore the outside world. They're very wild. Not a golden retriever, not a Labrador, not a German Shepherd, but maybe a Husky. Yeah. So that's that. Maybe there's a lady doggy on heat in the neighborhood, and of course the dog will notice that and will try to go there to do his bit. So there's lots of reasons. It's very hard to say, but you have to give the dog a reason to be more interested in you and your home than everything else that is outside. If you do that, the dog will choose to stay with you.
And I learned from you just last week that a dog being on heat has got absolutely nothing to do with the temperature of the dog.
No. As opposed to humans, where women have a cycle which is very regular. and you can measure the fertility of the cycle, where they are in the cycle through the temperature method, which is a contraceptive method loved by the Catholic Church because it doesn't work. No, seriously, joking apart. Yeah, no, it is a difficult method. You have to, be very regular as a lady to be able to use that. Female dogs don't have a regular cyclus, so they don't have that much of a change in temperature.
But again, going to the I can't say the word, anthropomorphization of our
Good job,
very good.
Wayne. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That big word.
Translating that, using our traits and putting them onto
humanizing.
Humanizing animal traits. We just kind of go, well, that's what it is.
Oh yeah, I hear it all the time. I say, there's the people who say to me, "Oh, I don't like this in my dog. Can we change this?" But it's his character. So I say, "Well, why'd you ask me? If you think that's his character, I can change his character."
Yeah, no, but it's the thing that I react. Oh,
can I quickly get just?
Yeah, of course, of course.
And the final question from Marie Crone. Her dog does not like loud noises or tall men and always shakes when there are tall men present.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if he's had a bad experience with tall men.
Drama.
Or he's associated something with loud noises. Now, the thing is, dogs hear much better than we do, right? So not just the frequencies, the higher frequency and the low frequency, they hear better than we do. But they also hear things a lot louder than we do, which is why fireworks are so difficult for dogs and why toddlers and babies are so difficult for dogs, because it literally hurts their ears, which is why, unfortunately, sometimes we read of these awful stories where dogs will attack babies, right?
Yeah.
So, if a dog reacts to something in a particular way, whether it's, flight or fight instinct, going away or going towards, it is because it has associated something negative, a discomfort, with whatever trigger, whether it be visual or auditive, is linked to that. It's as simple as that.
Wow.
And I have noticed that it didn't start until we got into the new place. The dog will not show up in the kitchen while we're cooking. And then it's the pots and pans, because as soon as I put a pot on the stove, it's like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
No, that was terrible. And I was like, what's going on, man? And I was like, you're not begging for food like you normally do, because the last one had a much smoother surface. As soon as we got to the new place with like the little raised iron things, as soon as that clang hits, he's like, oh, I'm out of here. Yeah. No, this place sucks.
Oh yeah. If you I had a client once who had he had I think it was a Labrador. It was a Labrador, and every afternoon at 4:30, 5 p.m., the dog would flip out. Literally was barking like a maniac. So I went to see them, and to cut the long story short, at 4 p.m., the kids would come home from school and start watching TV. So one day I had the glorious idea of unplugging the TV while the dog was howling like mad, and the dog stopped. So I said, well, there you are. It's your TV. The dog can hear something that your crappy old TV is emitting as sound, which means he had to get a new one. So he got a 75-inch. His wife hated me, but he got a new TV. Yeah, and problem solved.
Can you ring Mark Carey and so that we need to get the TV?
Wayne, you don't have a dog.
You need to get a dog first, right?
I got kids, man.
It's like Wayne's just like, yeah, Carrie, I need to get a new TV because Dr. Dog said the dog might bark at our old TV. That's why I need a new TV, because the dog.
This is my angle.
You know what? Hate the game, not to play it. Do your thing, Wayne.
All right. So but I have my final question for you is. I've had a lot of rescue dogs. I used to be, like a rescue shelter for dogs, like a halfway house, going from one house to another. I got a lot of dogs from the police, and that been seized.
Like foster.
Yeah. Well, they just stayed with me from 6 to 8, 10 months until they could find them a permanent home. I had 7 dogs at one point at my house at one point. Naida, the Russian hound, was the only one who got to stay because she was quite old, and she was a very soothing presence for other dogs coming into the house. She was sort of dominant, but she kind of kept to herself, and she kept the whole pack in line. She she was the perfect matriarch of a pack. Just a very secure and safe dog. So she was very good to have around.
Like a semi-hot substitute teacher.
Yes. Basically, she just made all the other dogs that came in that was very unsure. She was just like, no, you stand aside. I eat first, then you're allowed to get to the food.
I got Wayne. Wayne.
Yeah. So, but my question is, of all the dogs that I've had and stayed with, I remember I had this pit bull named Ice. He was fantastic, but he was a very sort of mellow fella, but he had huge, like his paws.
Huge.
Yeah, he had that.
You know what they say.
But his paws had swollen up. His
What?
paws had swollen up. So his paws were paws. Yeah, they had swollen up, so they were twice as big as they were supposed. Jesus Christ!
How many paws did he have?
4.
I don't know if that medically helps us. I don't know.
And he even had like this big lump on his tail, which had gotten really bad infected. It smelled really bad and a lot of pus coming out of it.
It's a gland.
Yeah. Fortunately, we could.
So what's your question?
My question is. So
No, I mean.
My question is, he had just been in a very. Like, he was obviously loved, not being molested in any way, but I think he was just bored. Can he, get, infections by just being bored? Because the older man who he used to live with was just, not at all giving him any, free time out, and he was just, on a string. And I don't get why he got all these infections and
because he was I see what you mean. Yeah, all right. He was probably it's known as a manic behavior. He was probably licking his paws a lot.
Yeah,
mine does that.
Yeah, that's not good. If dogs lick themselves profusely in a particular area, it's either a sign of pain or manic behavior. Neither are good.
Yeah.
So a vet should see that. And if you tell me that the gland on his tail, which is just below the beginning of the tail, next to the bottom of the dog,
about this big and around
I know only the German name for it, so I won't tell you. But it's a gland that basically there you go. So it's a gland that is normal. It's his node. It's one of his personal perfume glands, but they can get infected.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that like a gland where they excrete pheromones from?
Yeah.
Amongst other things.
Yeah. Okay.
Like all glands.
Yeah. So yeah, of course we got ointment from the vet and all of that, but then we gave him plenty of
behavior. It's a behavior question. There's no, if he's licking his paws, it's like people who bite their nails. It's behavior.
My dog used to bite his nails. He used to we didn't even have to trim him because he'd just be sitting on the couch just chewing his little nails.
Yeah, in that case it's more fun. But I'm talking about people who bite them really all the way down
to the quick,
where it really hurts. That's a manic behavior too.
Oh. Okay.
But why did he stop doing that when he got more exercise and more active? He stopped doing
because he was a more balanced dog who was able to be more of a dog. It's like when I see people walking around the block in the city in Rome, for example, where the favorite sport here is jumping the shit. Seriously, it's like an Olympic sport. It's called shit jumping, right? So you're walking down the road and there's so much dog shit that you have to jump the shit. It's an Olympic sport here.
Oh my god.
It's like hopscotch.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable. So when people walking, I see them walk, and I see them, they're doing this on Facebook. They're scrolling Facebook, their Facebook feed, right? Which is fine, but then they're pulling their dog from one lamppost to the other without giving him time to sniff or pee. So sometimes I stop them, as I do, and I say, look, are you watching Facebook? And he's going, yeah. I say, yeah, so he's your dog. So, don't pull him from one Facebook feed to the other. Give him time.
He's got
really
some
important.
comments to put on that post. He's got a couple of good gifs that he'd like to put on there. A couple of sweet references.
Are you based in Rome now? Because I know obviously you do Germany and Italy, but where is your home base?
In my car. In my car. I drive everywhere because I take my dog with me. So I teach in London, in Rome, and in Frankfurt. But everywhere, really. I used to go to New York and to other places as well. So because I only work on a one-on-one basis, I have clients from everywhere. I even had clients in Moscow once.
Really?
What was your experience like in New York?
That was great. I dealt with the ASPCA there. We had a couple of encounters, and I had some clients who did some Zoom sessions from New York. So that was great. Yeah.
And just to upset one of our bin mates, how many languages do you actually speak fluently?
4.
Awesome.
No, sorry, 5. Dog.
Oh.
There you go. Your turn, you're done.
German and dog.
I mean, Jartan speaks 1.83 languages fluently.
Yeah.
Now wait a minute. Hold on. Let me give my man his flowers real quick. Jartan, as much shit as we give him, is a native Norwegian speaker. Also speaks Swedish, Dane, English, Italian.
Barely.
No,
Germany.
German. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Dann können wir weiter auf Deutsch machen, wir beide.
Ich gehe nach zur Arbeit.
And we all laugh.
Totally.
It's great.
He said that we're gonna have a good conversation. I said, no, I'm going to work.
And that is the beauty of the Bin podcast that we can.
Yeah, well,
I'm
afraid I'm going to have to leave you now.
No.
Because, but I love to be part of this again. It's been a lot of fun. But my dog is literally sitting by the door because he wants to be fed. I want to be fed too. I haven't eaten yet.
Before you go, can you tell everyone where they can find you, all your links, your Instas?
Yeah, sure. No, I'll tell you. Well, you can if you look on social media for Dr. Dog Trainer, so Dr. Dog Trainer. You'll find me on Instagram, Facebook, and the other stuff. I only actually use Instagram and Facebook. Otherwise, on my website, just Google Dr. Dog. And you'll find Dr. Dog Music, which is an American rock band. They're pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I found them this morning.
Yeah, Dr. Dog. I thought when I first had the idea about Dr. Dog, calling myself Dr. Dog, which is, by the way, not my real name, although some people do ask me, "Is that your real name?"
Yes,
no,
my first name
not.
is Doctor, and my last name happened to be Dog.
Yeah.
No,
It just worked out that way.
As far as a Bin podcast is concerned, you are Dr. Dog. That's it.
Yeah. Cool.
So
You're a superhero now.
I have a suggestion. This is what I think we'll do. Everybody who sees this, please make sure that you send us an email or you post in the comments some question for Dr. Dog. We'll invite him back in, and he'll answer all your questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to leave you with one question that I've always wanted to have asked on Mystery Hour, and I had a couple of people, because it's just fun, and I had a couple of people ring in, but they didn't get through, so it never got asked. So I thought, fuck it, I'll ask it now. I'll ask myself a question. There you go. Do you know why dogs turn around in circles before they poop?
Security.
No, it's
Loosening it up.
I will say it has to do with the ground, making so the ground's good to poop on.
No, I would some intestine thing. I would imagine.
No, all wrong.
Damn it!
Now get this. This is brilliant, right?
We
Now,
lost.
a team of scientists from Denmark and Germany, right?
They're clearly wrong uns.
They get this. They watched 80 dogs shit and pee for 2 years. 2 years, shit and pee. So can you imagine these poor students that were going, yes, he's turning around. Yeah, no, nice color, nice consistency, all that stuff.
My pencil's broken.
Yeah, can you imagine when they asked him, what did you do your PhD on?
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so what they found out, and this is the great part, dogs, when they turn around to poop, but only to poop, not to pee, they are in almost 85 to 90% of cases looking for the north-south axis of the Earth's magnetic field.
Oh, shut up.
Stop it right now.
Yep. You can Google this stuff.
Oh,
I don't make this stuff up. You can Google this.
I love this.
So basically, I don't know if you shit better if you do that or not, if you're a dog, but basically what they were able to prove is that dogs are what's known as magnetosensitive.
Oh,
which is what we imagine that migratory mammals like elephants, gnus, whales, I don't know, wildebeest or whatever, that they all use, but nobody's ever been able to measure that.
Makes perfect sense.
Bit kind of difficult with whales and elephants.
Why would you face north to poop? Is that just better? Why is that better?
Well, it's not a question of pooping. It's a question of, I guess it probably is.
But it's like asking the question.
You have to ask your dog.
But why does ants always build their stack on the south side of the tree facing north? It's just why? We don't know. But that is fantastic. That is absolutely mind blowing.
And they're mostly facing north. So the question is, and they've never done this, can we get some Australian scientists to do this in Australia and see if the dogs actually shit looking south?
That would prove all of the round Earth, flat Earth debates. That would solve it. If dogs have some way of detecting the magnetic field and southern hemisphere dogs point south,
Dr. Dog.
But what the hell do dogs at the equator do? That's the problem.
They just
Dr. Dog, before you go,
cycles, just shooting it all over
before you go, you have an unanswered question from Mystery Hour today.
All right.
Do dogs of a certain breed recognize the same breed?
The answer is we don't know because dogs don't speak. The truth.
Thank God.
Yeah, Zero has I have an NDA for Zero. He can't tell anything.
There you go. But the truth is there's not enough research on this. There is, however, enough research in self-consciousness. So dogs will recognize each other and their selves, but not all. Not like monkeys. Monkeys will sit in front of a mirror and go, oh, that's me picking my nose. Yeah, dogs don't. Sometimes dogs will bark at another dog in the mirror and it's them. But so they're self-conscious to a certain extent, but they definitely will recognize another dog. But what they tend to do is to team up. So you will get the golden retrievers playing together at the park and the chihuahuas kind of not for the reason we sort of heard before from our friend, because different sizes don't really match up. So that does happen. But otherwise, there is no proof because there's not been enough research. There we go. That's the answer.
In that case, in Mystery Hour tradition, we have to give Dr. Dog a round of applause. So,
thank you.
Just how it works.
Very Nickelodeon of you, Brenna. I love it.
Yeah, hey, look, you gotta do it.
I remember that, like the round of applause.
You gotta do a round of applause.
I love that.
Now, Dr. Dog, thank you so much for
thank you, guys,
being on here. This was fascinating. It was beautiful because the time you get on LBC is very limited, and we've got a chance to explore a lot more of your knowledge and a lot more in depth with
thank you so much. I mean, I do radio here in Italy where I do a phone-in show on dog questions, and it's their best hour of the week, apart from football.
Really?
So they got either football or me, which is kind of yeah. Because everybody's got a question on their dog's behavior. Everybody has.
Yeah. So again, do you want any links you want to put out there, or any to your show?
Well, my show's in Italian, so that's a bit boring for everybody else.
No, but please,
well,
we're
just
multilingual
go on
here.
Facebook and there you go, at Dr. Dog Trainer on Facebook or Instagram, and there you can find me. Follow me. I will answer questions. I mean, people can contact me, direct message, and all that stuff. Anytime.
Awesome.
Mate, it's been an absolute privilege. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Dr. Dog.
Awesome.
We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, see you later, mate.
Well,
Okay, before we move on, am I the only one sitting here fantasizing about sending dog poop to flat earthers right now?
Okay,
No.
you're cut off.
I don't know if that's exactly what he said.
I heard a full endorsement of sending dog poop to flat earthers. That's all I heard. Like, I
Or-
saw it out.
Or
Okay.
just send them dogs.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
do that.
That
Put a
dog
couple of
poop is
holes-
just so
just put
much
a
more
couple-
fun, though.
Put a couple of holes in the box.
Ah, so boring.
Wait a
Dog
minute.
poop.
Wait a minute. Is dog poop magnetic? Have we checked?
Let's ask the flat earthers that is about to receive some.
Can we just give a little bit of props to our fantastic guest? That was-
Wayne, are you looking for some acknowledgement, Wayne? He was a great guest. You did a good job, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne.
No. I'm
Wayne
not
did
trying
it.
to.
Good
I'm not
job,
trying to.
Wayne.
I'm not trying to put myself over. I'm trying to say how good was
Like-
our guest.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. You almost redeemed yourself after the 18-hour shit show, the 18-minute shit show that you put on last week. So, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where were you?
Almost.
Oh,
Working? Actually making money?
we make all the money here. We're very rich at the
All
BinPodcast.
right.
So, all right.
Speaking of being very rich, boo.
Hello, Brenna.
Anna, how are you?
Hello, everybody. I guess it's time for the mid-roll. So,
Drink it.
as every week that I'm here, I always say the same thing. So please, everybody, we are on the YouTubes. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that wonderful stuff. We are on Twitch. You can find us across pretty much almost every major social media platform, Facebook, and so on and so forth.
Wayne.
That was really rude.
Sorry,
That was
sorry.
so.
No. I apologise. I was literally screwing up my list of questions. So sorry.
Crunch. Okay, where was I? All right. So,
You're gonna mute me.
please like, subscribe, share, comment. Just smash that button. Make sure that you help us out by getting us subscribers and views, and we always pay that forward by giving you better content. Speaking of better content, we have this thing called patreon.com/TheBinPodcast.
What the hell? Wait, what'd you say? What she just said?
I didn't
Better
stutter.
content. You think you and Jenna are like better than us?
I'm going to answer that, yes.
We're slightly
No,
better
we're not.
looking.
Well,
You
looks-
seen
Wow.
Jenna?
looks aren't
good looking.
everything, all right? We have personality.
But we
Yes,
have a
but they're
good
all shit,
personality.
Mikey. But they have
Oh,
good
Jartan,
personalities. Always for shit.
that vaping voice is just.
Yeah, you're not helping
Terrible.
our case right now, Jartan.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I said.
You're losing the game, man. You're losing the game.
No, I'm agreeing with Brenna, so I'm not losing. I'm
Oh,
winning.
you're not even on our fucking team. Fucking traitor. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fucking
Brenna, continue with your praise of you and Jenna, please.
Okay,
in your sycophant Jartan over here. God, you're supposed to be
at
on the
least
boys'
somebody's
side.
a fan. At least somebody's a fan. Anyway, go to patreon.com/TheBinPodcast. Become one of our patrons, and you get exclusive behind-the-scenes content where we have myself and Jenna, who is a friend of the show, as well as host of...
Ooh. Oh.
host of her own podcast. What? Okay, am I the only one here? Like, am I the only one paying attention?
I was booing Jenna. I was just booing
Don't
her.
boo Jen. Get out.
Boo. No, fine.
Done.
Good. See, more evidence that I need to steal his wife from him.
And we're offline.
Anyway.
YouTube must be the stupidest fucking shit. Like the guy who sits on all the buttons, you're like, no, we've got to kick him out. Like, what? What the fuck?
I literally have the nuke codes in a briefcase right here.
Look at Mikey with his football.
I'm pretty sure that he has like the child safe button with like the red flicker, like where he could just like cut all the power to everything just for like.
It's in one of those idiot-proof containers where you have to press and turn at the same time, and I can't fucking get in there.
You have to press, squeeze, and turn. Like it's one of those.
But then we're fine. He'll never get to the button, so you can go.
And real quick, I love how they do that for like migraine medicine, because you know what I'm really good at when I have a fucking splitting migraine? Fucking complicated instructions on how to open up a bottle. I'm about to get a fucking chainsaw and get this bitch open. If you don't fucking let me get this goddamn pill in my mouth.
I do agree, because I think that in every place that I have ever been, you will find a cut of lid of an aspirin bottle. Where I'm just like,
because I don't have time for this shit. My head hurts. You're pissing me off.
Can I just
pissing me off.
No.
Can I just say something?
No.
Brenna was talking.
All right, mediator. Join me in the void.
There we go. All right, everybody. Anyway, go to patreon.com/TheBinPodcast. Become one of our patrons. You get exclusive behind the scenes content with Jenna and Brenna, which is we call that the BJ specialists. And the only way that you can get it is become a patron. And we drink and we talk about girl stuff and talk about ourselves. Give me a second. And then let me repeat, follow us on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, all that jazz. Okay, I'm done.
I just wanted to say that there is also I'm not going to say a competing show on our Patreon, but there are more than one Patreon exclusive shows. I mean, you could go watch the BJ Specialist with Brenna and Jenna, or you could check out the hottest show sweeping Patreon right now. Promise you won't get mad, with me and the Wayne Maker. It's great. Fantastic. And if it wasn't for the views, our last episode would have been posted by now. But it got blocked.
What is the theme of yours? What do you do for your
That's grim. That is fucking grim.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Wow. Jartan looks taller.
that looks like a picture of someone who should be on the register.
You know, we were making those Rasputin jokes about a year ago. This ain't helping, but
bruv, you're not doing yourself any favors.
Thank you for the screen cap. That's my new background.
Excellent. Better than my fridge.
We're gonna go with that one.
But let me just say this: if you want to know what "Promise You Won't Get Mad" is all about, me and Wayne are music. Was it?
Aficionados.
Musophiles? Is that what they call it? Like, what do you call someone who listens to a lot of
music? Audiophiles?
We're audiophiles. We love.
There you go.
We listen to a lot of. Actually, I just got my Spotify report for the year. Holy shit! I listen to a lot of music. And podcasts.
And stop using Spotify, by the way.
Well, they're the only one that gave me a report, so that's the only report I can talk about.
No, Daniel Ek wants to buy Arsenal. I'm not stop listening to him at all.
All right.
Hold on, I was almost done.
Yeah, fucking hell, Jartan. Fucking hell.
Hop in, shitting on the thing, and then take him to the spot. What we do on Promise You Won't Get Mad is we share a song with each other that the other has not heard yet, and we have to give each other an on. And the picture is back. World's smallest middle finger. What we do is we share a song with each other that the other one has not heard previously, and we have to give our honest take on it. And the gimmick is you have to promise you won't get mad.
Mm-hmm.
So he showed me a Muse song, and there were some things I didn't like about it. Me and Wayne are not fighting currently because he promised he wouldn't get mad.
All right.
So if you really like music and different music, or if you guys have suggestions for us, maybe we can do that episode, Wayne. Maybe
It's kind of like it does exactly what it says on the tin.
That's gross. I don't know what that means. But if you guys have any suggestions for songs that maybe come on, you.
Okay, I can't do this anymore, people.
If you guys have suggestions for songs that you want us to listen to and react to very live and candidly, we will do so, but only on Patreon because music, streaming, copyright issues, they get a bit wonky. So sorry, guys, it's behind the paywall, but totally worth it.
Right.
Totally worth it.
Can we put a hard edit in here? I'm going to clap. Now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of our usual politics stuff.
Did anyone else hear that Wayne had the clap? That's what I heard.
That's all I heard.
I just
That's all I heard. Yeah.
The clap came
We need
from
a clapboard.
All right. But here's the deal. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. We have a lot of stuff that we wanted to talk about. It's not me. It's not me.
All right. Let's just get into the meat and potatoes of what we need to deal with, because the main thrust of our show is the politics and current affairs and our take on it. So we were blessed with Dr. Dog coming on and really enlightening us on a lot of stuff that we had no idea on. So now we're going to get into the cut and thrust of what we normally talk about. Zlatan, would you like to go with your story first? Because I know you.
I would like to pick his story to pick first.
Yep.
Okay.
I want the Michigan school shooting. Let's start with that one.
You want to start with the Michigan school shooting? All right. So,
Yes, sir.
again, it's a new day in the calendar. There's been a school shooting in America, which is just. Oh, yeah, I stole that from Wayne, by the way. But it's sort of true. It's sort of sad because I'm numb to it.
Yeah.
Right. It's sort of like when there's like breaking news. There's been a school shooting in America. In other news, Benjamin got voted off The Bachelor.
Right.
What? Really?
Those are
You're
whoa!
You're joking, Ben. Ben.
I don't know. I don't know.
I had a 10 on him to win.
All right. So no, but here's the deal. I don't get it. But here's the thing that I don't understand, and I want to talk about, because the guy in Michigan who did the school shooting, and I'm not going to say his name. His name been said enough. I'm not going to say that. He's 15.
Okay.
And he's been trialed as an adult.
Yeah.
And there's also talk about his parents being, because there were, I think it was his dad's gun that he used.
His dad bought it for him 4 days before he shot up.
Yeah. But
Black
like,
Friday thing.
yeah, but it was his dad's gun because he wasn't legally allowed to own it, so it was his dad's gun. Like, even though he technically bought it for him, that's a technicality, as you would say. But it was his dad's gun, and he's been prosecuted for what was it called again?
Accessory to murder is what it should be.
Yeah, but it was
It's like negligence or something like that.
Yeah, negligence.
With
with a firearm or something.
Right.
firearm negligence or whatever. This guy's 15, and for some reason you have, and somebody needs to explain this to me. How can you decide? Because you are 18. You're a minor until you're 18, but you can be tried as an adult. So why is that different?
So there are certain cases where minors are tried as adults, sometimes good, sometimes bad, when they are a clear and present threat to the people around them. If you give him minor sentencing, all you do is you give him 5-6 years to plan his next attack. If someone's literally in the business and of the mindset that I should take out people without weapons, there is no reason that he needs to be in this society running around doing what he will. He is no longer safe for the society to have running around. It's not like he was speeding but then tried as an adult. It's not like he cheated on his taxes at his McDonald's job and then was tried as an adult. He murdered people. He had a premeditated plan with firearms to go into a public place and shoot unarmed children. You're good. You don't need to come out ever again. So we're going to make sure that you don't ever come out.
There's a different system for if you're tried as an adult or tried as a juvenile. Juvenile court or a family court is a little bit more lenient. And so Mikey is right when it comes to like the type of crime that is committed. Obviously something along the lines of, underage driving is not as dangerous as going into a school and shooting up people. Right. So there is this sort of, and it's something that has to go through the court system that way too. Like it has to basically be petitioned that he has to be tried as an adult because of what he did. And that's what's going to happen is that because of what he did, he has to be tried as an adult because his brain was functioning as an adult's brain. So it's the mindset, a lot of that. And so, yes, we need to make sure that we process the crime correctly, because if it was in juvenile court, then it would be a completely different system. And he could, in fact, be out on parole by the time he's, I think it's 21 that they keep him in juvenile. So by the time he's 21, he could be out again and, nothing would have happened. He'd just grab a gun and shoot him.
The problem I have with this is the arbitrary nature of the numbers where we put people in. Are you an adult? Are you a child? Because like over here, you can go out for a drink at 18, but in America it's 21.
Right.
And in some states.
21 is the minimum.
21 is a minimum. Yeah. So
you can go to most, I think there's only a few places like counties that have 25, but it's so rare that it's arbitrary.
Yeah. And there are like and I think what Jonathan's talking about is because it came up with the fuckbag McGillicuddy case up in Kenosha. He was out at a bar drinking with his family. Well, that was with his family under parental supervision. That's okay at 18. But you can't just walk into a shop and buy a 6-pack on 21 anywhere in the U.S.
Yeah.
No, but like in for instance, France, you can have a glass of wine at 13, if you're out with your family. So the numbers are arbitrary.
I was 14.
Huh?
I went to a trip to Europe when I was 14. And
that's why you came over here, nicking our booze.
No,
not yours.
All right.
I didn't drink anything
But here's the deal. So just to be clear, so Brenna and Mikey, you were actually defending this.
Defending what?
The fact that he's been tried as an adult.
He needs to be tried as an adult. He's dangerous. You can't let him out. He's dangerous.
Yes, but okay, so that's a problem with your entire fucking system, because what you're talking about is incarceration, not rehabilitation. You're not talking about trying to get this young boy who did something horrible and try to make him better. You are saying that he's at 15 already a lost cause and he needs to be locked up for life.
Jartan, I get that you want the world to be a better place. America is not that better place.
I'm sitting back and watching this one kick off.
No, but
America is not that better place. We have to. There are fucking crazies here. Like, just like you said, like, oh, there's a new calendar day, so there's been another school shooting. Okay, but yes, that is the fucking reality over here.
Hang on a minute, Mikey.
God damn it, do not make me lose my point. Come on.
In Jartan's defense, he didn't use that voice.
Wait for your fucking jokes so I can get my fucking point across, please. What I'm not you, Jartan. Wayne, the fucking knob. The orange knob.
What?
Or is it red? Is it red? Orange? Looks orange to me.
Constantly changing.
No, you're not. Never mind. Anyway, when people exhibit behavior based on the shittiness of this society, us few rational, salient, well-minded people reserve the right to keep those dangerous people the fuck away from us. Like he, just like fucking Kenosha douchebag. He's gonna be out too soon. He's a fucking he's a fucking school shooter at a fucking Black Lives Matter protest. That's the same shit. He did the exact same shit.
Nope. No, I don't agree. Don't agree at all.
I want to read. So these are the charges of this particular person for this school shooting. These are, and tell me these are not adult crimes. 1 count of terrorism causing death.
Yep.
4 counts of first-degree murder. Yep. 7 counts of assault with intent to murder. Yep. 12 counts of possession of a firearm on a commission of a felony. These are adult crimes. These are not a kid who decided that, oh, I'm going to play around with a gun and see what happens. This is somebody who decided that this particular gun that was obviously given to him by an adult who was incredibly irresponsible about it. He took this with the intent to kill people
allegedly
and cause
terror. On purpose. No, allegedly on purpose.
No.
He wanted to go in there and shoot people.
He took his gun to school.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
You don't do that rationally.
No, but he's 15.
Why am I here?
Yeah, I don't know. 15.
I don't want this.
I need Jartan in there.
Okay.
Click on Jartan's face, right on his nose. And
No, that's fine with me. I'm good with
that. Right. No. What I need is Jartan.
Listen to the instructions if you want to know the instructions. Click on Jartan's face right in our box. Drag him over the top of Brenna. Oh, that sounds it. Put him on top of Brenna.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Where the fuck is HR right now?
There you go. Right, Jartan, produce your case.
15.
So he's 15. He's not an adult. He cannot be tried as an adult. You are making the case that because his crime is so atrocious that he has committed, but the problem that I have is that you are saying that a 15-year-old is so way beyond that he cannot be rehabilitated, can never be a part of society again, and he cannot be He has to be tried as an adult. I just don't get that. I just don't get that mentality. Do you know, just give me a second. But the reason I don't get that is that, do you know the reincarceration rate of the United States for people being sentenced for a year and a half, 18 months or longer is
What is it?
80%. 80% of people being incarcerated for 18 months or longer, being incarcerated within the next 2 years is 80%. Do you know where it is in Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, or Iceland?
I mean, what's the recidivism rate of polar bears?
Less than 20%. Do you think that it's because we try to rehabilitate instead of incarcerate? Right?
That's
No. I'm still talking. I did not interrupt you. Wait a bit.
Okay.
So what you are trying to do is you're saying we got a 15-year-old who's done something horrible, but he's so beyond saving, we can't rehabilitate him. We can't make him a better person. We can't help him readjust into society. No. We need to lock him up and throw it off the key. He's 15, for fuck's sake.
And
I know I'm still
okay. Jartan, I'm gonna give Mikey the floor.
Take notes, because I have like several notes on the last thing that you just said. So take notes on my rebuttals here.
But can you please stop doing that? Can we just have the square?
No, because you were speaking, so I think it's only fair that I put Mikey in the same.
No,
we can see each other. It's fine. I get I think the bones of your argument, which is that the criminal justice system in this country needs to change, and 15-year-olds should not be prosecuted as adults.
As adults. I did not say not prosecuted, because
I said as adults. I said as adults.
Yeah.
As adults.
So and you know what? You're right. But that change doesn't start with this fuck. We don't start changing the rules because he did it. It has to if we want to have that systemic change where things are more fair and things are more rehabilitation driven rather than retaliatory, which is the way that our retributive that our system is now. It's like, well, you did something, so no matter how you felt about it, or no matter whatever the circumstances are, you're doing 2 years no matter what. You parked on the street and you didn't pay your tickets and you didn't go to court, so you're going to jail for 2 years no matter what. I was in a coma, Your Honor. That's not my fault. You know what I mean? Like, it gets down to that. So when it comes to like other systems and our system, it's literally apples and oranges. Because over here, the way our system is set up, he needs to be tried as an adult. Because there are fucking, I can almost remember the fucking kid's name, but I'm really angry right now. Fucking undercover cops were coming up to this guy's house. Oh, my mic is low. Let me get right in front of it there. Sorry, guys. I will fix that. That's my bad. That's better.
Mikey, that sounds much better.
You're welcome.
Hello, Mikey. I want to do you.
Yikes. So listen to this. So
Kristen, blink twice if you need help.
So what happened with this kid who's in jail right now, dickheads, is that he saw a bunch of guys wearing all black trying the door, like the side door to their little house. It was a smaller house. And he grabbed the family shotgun, blasted through the window, and he injured one of the police officers that was trying to get into his house. They were at the wrong address, and he didn't know who it was. He just saw dudes in black with fucking hats and ski masks and the whole vests and all that. He didn't know what the fuck was happening. He saw somebody trying the doors there. Pakoosh! He's still in jail, and they tried him as an adult. So that's what I'm saying. If we want to reform the system, for sure, let's reform the system. But until then, I'm not going to start reforming it because a white kid decided to fucking shoot up a bunch of innocent kids who had nothing to fucking do with him. We have way too many backlog cases of Black Americans being fucking persecuted by this fucking country for shit that other motherfuckers are doing every goddamn day. So hell no, it will not start with him. We need to go through the backlog, release motherfuckers who were tried as adults and given life sentences and who have been fucking executed already. When we can bring them back to life, then we can give this kid a fucking light sentence.
I'm going to give way to Jartan. I did want to say something, so please.
No, so I agree with you, right? If this is the way that the system works, you cannot change it retroactively, right? You can't, like, it cannot be retroactively. It is what it is now. What I'm trying to understand is how you've gotten to a system where you trial kids, and this has happened. This is not the first time. This is not the last time. This has happened many times.
Right.
But I still don't understand it. Every time I hear, I don't, for like a 17-year-old who's about to turn 18, I don't really have a problem with it. But when it's a 15-year-old, like he's 3 years before he's being deemed to be, eligible to vote or take any decisions on his own. But and this goes for all the 15-year-olds. I know that the Central Park 5, right? They were also like 15, 16 at the time, which is all fucking horrible.
They were all 15. One was 16, and he got prosecuted under adult law, and the others went to juvenile. So I just wanted to clarify. Sorry, continue. I'm sorry.
Somebody about what I'm saying is, like, if you're under 18, give or take, a few months here and there, like let's have some leeway on it. But I feel like your system has gotten something wrong on the whole retaliation side, where the eye for an eye, incarcerate at all costs. Is just, yes, that is the system that you have now. What I want to have a discussion about is not this kid in particular, but about the system who is prosecuting people as adults when they are 15. I don't care about this kid. What he fucking did was fucking horrible, right? But should he, in a perfect world, in a hypothetical situation where it didn't look like that, should we prosecute people that we do not treat as adults in any other situation at all, but in the court system they are?
And I think it's not all, like Brenda said earlier, 9 times out of 10, they are treated as juveniles, unless the crime is so heinous and so calculated and so adult-minded thinking. It's not like, oh, I was playing with my Yo-Mega Yo-Yo and fucking trading Pokemon trading cards, and then murder happened. No, this is a person who deliberately got a gun, planned on murdering people at a school, talked about it on social media, and did it. That is premeditated fucking murder. It doesn't matter if you're a kid.
That's an adult thinking process. That is not. You just said
it's illegal for kids to murder people too.
Yes,
Jartan,
it's not an adult's thinking process. You cannot.
Jartan, Brennan was making a point, and you stepped all over.
You said there are arbitrary kind of systems of age, right? Where in some places drinking is 18, sometimes it's 14, here it's 21. Because that's how that's not chronologically an adult. Neither of those are all chronologically an adult. That is legally an adult, and there are privileges. Even from 18 to 21, there's a gap between privileges. Now, this kid, if you commit a crime that has terrorism in it, you lose that privilege. You used your privilege of an adulthood. Your brain function was, I'm going to commit a terrorist action upon other people. If he brought a shotgun or a little handgun and maybe pointed it towards somebody and maybe threatened to kill them, that might be something closer to a juvenile issue. But this person thought, and we were talking about this person because this is how you're bringing this up. This person committed massive adult crime. And now, could they be appealed? Absolutely. Could there be rehabilitation as part of it because of his age? Absolutely.
But that's something that's up to his,
he has to be prosecuted first.
That's something that his defense attorney can take care of, and that's something that has to happen after the judgment.
Mikey, let Brenna finish her point, please.
No, I'm
agreeing. I was agreeing with her. I was agreeing. Like that happens after they're convicted. This
needs to be looked at because we cannot, if every single solitary 15-year-old comes out there and starts shooting up their schools, starts killing people and injuring people premeditatively, and they use this precedent as, well, I'm just a kid.
Yep.
I don't know anything better. I'm just a child. Mm-hmm. Like, send me to a really nice rehabilitation facility in which they're going to give me medications. And I don't have to be in school anymore with these fuckers. This is the types of things that we have to be very careful about.
And the NRA is going to fucking start a GoFundMe for the asshole to fucking give him a fucking $1 trillion so that he gets the cushiest fucking place in fucking Cozumel.
And then he's going to go, and then by the time he's 18, they'll probably come back and try to appeal his case so that it can go off to college.
Like,
go ahead, Jartan.
No, I think Wayne's first.
All right, Wayne, then Jartan.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Wayne. Go ahead, Jartan.
Yeah.
Idiots. I know I make a joke of the gun laws over here as opposed to America and Norway, Sweden, and the rest of Europe. And that whataboutery, I don't think is helpful because it's not the same. But I know I jest with you guys about like, oh, we invented you and we did this and we did that.
Have you said that? I don't even remember you ever saying that.
Oh, well, really? You can look back this.
It's because we never listen to him. We don't ever listen to him, so that's why.
It's actually a drinking game.
But what I find really disturbing is the fact that it's still allowed to go on and be perpetuated. I don't understand why like people just don't go, hang on a minute, there's been a school shooting, let's stop selling guns. What?
Because that's against that's against the Constitution. And that's
it's not. It's
actually
not.
It actually is. It is.
No, it's not.
It is. You're wrong.
Okay,
like I'm literally
how's your well-organized militia working out for you, Mikey?
Wayne, I understand the point you're trying to make. The Constitution is the thing that is in your way to make your argument salient and make it valid.
Okay. We can stop selling guns. We can limit the amount of people who can sell guns. If we can do this if we can facilities that can offer abortion services, if they can shut down because of goddamn law,
there with a people's elbow.
We can do this because there is a possibility that we can actually create a better society without subverting the stupid ways that this Constitution is kind of worded and ridiculousness. We actually can do this. And we can get the guns out of children's hands if we're talking about them being children. We can get them out of, it's not unconstitutional to stop somebody with a criminal record. It is not unconstitutional because our government needs to be allowed to decide who has the privilege of owning a gun.
Brenda, you just blew past your own point from earlier. Who bought his gun?
The parent.
That's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
He was fucking irresponsible with his fucking dangerous
Absolutely.
weapons of war and self-defense.
Yes,
That's the
yes.
issue.
Whoa. Everyone. Jartan wants to dive in. He looks like he's got a massive...
No. The point
Go on,
I'm trying to make is
It's gonna get big.
yes, but I'm not talking about gun laws, right? We know that they are fucked up, right? we know that your way of handling guns is fucked up. We know that, but I want to get to what Mikey said earlier, and Brenna chimed in on.
What'd I say?
I didn't say anything. I swear. I've been silent the entire time.
No. You said that if we don't prosecute 15-year-olds that do these kind of crimes, right? If we don't prosecute them as adults, we'll have 15-year-olds running around the world doing it all the time.
I didn't say all the time.
Why don't we? Why isn't that a problem over here where we prosecute them as minors if they do something like this? You remember the sword guy who killed like 3 guys in a school, and he was like 17. He didn't get trialed as an adult. Why don't we have sword people running around?
No. You literally asked a question, and now you're saying I didn't ask.
I have an answer.
Mikey, let him finish his point, and then jump in.
It was kind of a question, though. It was kind of a. Well, so why isn't? And I'm like, oh, why? That's a question. Yeah. So that's the thing. When you live in America, which is not connected so much to other international entities, the rules are different. The rules are just different. It's different. Because, like, you can drive. You can drive 2 hours to another country.
No. Jartan, let him finish his point. Jartan, let him finish his point. Let him finish his point.
I'm just showing why. I'm giving cursory information for why it's different. Because you guys can go from country to country to country. You can go to 5 different countries in 10 hours driving in your car. You can't do that here. So there is so much space in each state, and then the federal government, and there's all this shit. You can't let everyone decide what all of their own things are going to be all the time, because by the time that you realize that somebody fucked something up, it is way too late. It is way too late. Go ahead.
Can I? All right. I'll re-ask my question then.
You better re-ask your goddamn question.
Yeah. My question is, we had a guy who went into a school in Sweden about 10 years ago. He did not get trialed as an adult because he was a juvenile. He went in there with a sword and knives. He killed 3 people, injured 9. And he got trialed as a juvenile. So if your pretext that if we trialed him as a juvenile, we'll have 15-year-olds running around shooting people all the time is correct.
Clarification.
Why don't we have people with swords running around in schools all of the time?
Clarification. What was his ultimate sentence?
I would have to check on that. Just give me a second.
That I am interested to know what that is. Because I feel like that is important to know before I answer. And I'm glad, and for everybody,
that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
And for everybody watching, I'm glad that the spice is back. The bin is back, baby. This is what we normally do. We normally just argue with each other about things that we agree about.
No, but the thing is, what you've got to remember is we are talking from 4 different points of the world.
The flat Earth.
4 different points. Yeah, 4 different points of the flat Earth, which is on the back of the turtle going through the
turtles all the way
cosmos. And Brenna's always hot.
So I'm gonna read the chat. I'm gonna read this.
Brenna, in every way.
I'm gonna read a couple of comments from the chat. Oh wow. Look at the logo. I don't know. UL in the chat. I don't know how to say your name. Please put a phonetic spelling for me in your next comment. Good law can exonerate retroactively. Good law should not convict retroactively. Mercy is more important than revenge. And then at Ben, of course, all gun owning is problematic, which I disagree with. Who's not had a bad day when they might have lost their rag? Every human can make mistakes, misjudgments. A hair trigger, quote unquote, is so easy to pull. So the problem with that is the frustration I get with my European friends, especially my friends from the UK, is I don't live in the same world you live in. It's literally different.
That's not our problem. That's not our problem.
No,
Okay,
that's
fine.
Stop.
But you have to understand that gun ownership is part of life for us. It is literally okay. No, hold on, Wayne. Unless you want to change the Constitution, good luck. The best thing that we can do is implement the restrictions, the government regulations. Regulations is the best thing that we can do to protect ourselves from crazies having guns, as opposed to people who are responsible, competent gun owners, of which I am part of the fleet now. Run up and find out. But it's not against the Constitution. It's not against the law for people to own guns. The problem is who's getting the guns. Go ahead, whoever was next.
Jartan, I would like to comment on this, but Jartan, please go.
So I was actually wrong, and I would like to correct myself. The guy who did the sword thing, he was actually 21, and he got shot by the police. I was thinking about different.
God damn you.
No. Yeah, no, but there was actually a different guy who ran into a school. He did not kill anybody, but he got apprehended by police. He was 15. He got let go when he was 18. He is today, just a citizen who's just functioning normally in society. He's changed his name, and he just works. But he and I want to end this now because I really think that we need to end the show. We're going on almost 2 hours. But the point I'm trying to make, Mikey, is that you cannot do this thing where you say that you do not live here, so we cannot comment on how you do things. So, because what I'm trying to do...
Not what I said.
No, all right. What you said is you don't live here. You live in America, and you have the gun laws that you have in America. And
I have a comment real quick, Jartan.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
You asked us what our mindsets are on this, and we're trying to tell you what they are. And our mindsets of this is that we live in a and even Mikey and I live in different societies when it comes to this.
Mm-hmm.
Where here in California, we have some of the strictest gun laws in the country.
Yep.
Mikey lives in a different place. And I respect the fact that he believes that in order to protect his family, he needs to have a gun safely, responsibly.
Yep.
And I trust him to do that because I know him on a personal basis like this.
Yeah.
I will not own a gun. I have no desire for it. It's because, sorry.
There they are. There they are.
That's why the dogs are barking. I'll try to talk.
No. Brenda, continue. We can.
Okay, I'm gonna try to talk louder and quicker. This is what you wanted to know, and we are trying to tell you exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. Our society right here in America, whether or not we're in Chicago or in Southern California, we still have to deal with people who believe that the only way to solve a problem is to kill it.
Yeah.
If somebody is mean to you, the idea is to kill it. Now, would we all love to be in a society in which that is not the way that we deal with our problems? Absolutely.
Yep.
But we do not live in this society, and it's something that has to be worked through. And we need to start prosecuting murder like murder. We need to start violent as violent, assault as assault, whether it is violent assault, whether it is sexual assault, we have to actually start prosecuting it. That's the only way that society will change, is if we actually start. The justice system needs to take its course. And obviously we have seen the justice system either go beautifully for us or shit. And there is no in between right now. And this is the problem. And you are right. We shouldn't have to do this, but unfortunately we are in that.
I think this is the unfairness that we exist in the sense of I jest about like we invented you and all that kind of stuff.
You've already said this once. You do know that, right?
I know.
Okay.
I know, but what I'm saying is we're looking at their justice system and kind of critiquing it on our standards, which I don't think is fair.
All
but
right.
We do. So, Jatan, please go.
But here's the deal, though. That's why we have the show, because we're trying to talk things through. And what I'm really surprised by here is that we have this very rigid, and we're saying, like, because our society is. But I know that Brenna and Mikey is in the forefront of trying to change this society that they live in, but they still stand by something that I feel is so greatly unjustful to young people who commit violent crimes.
I'm just going to the toilet quickly. Carry on. I've got my headphones on.
Yeah, we do. We do still have a chat that you can write this instead of saying it.
So yeah.
So my problem is.
Let me steel man your argument. Let me steel man you and make sure that I'm understanding you correctly. Me and Brenna, we don't like the way that the criminal justice system works currently. Yet we are advocating for this person to get charged as an adult, even though that they're a minor. And my rebuttal to you is, this minor is a murderer. It does not matter whatever he had going on in his head. Somewhere in his wiring, murder is okay. Until he can get that murder is not okay thing is, then that's why there is a trial or there are what am I thinking? Appeals. And there's all these things that he can be tried as adult. He can get rehabilitation and do all that stuff. I'm not gonna just let him run around and go to rehab twice a week.
But nobody's doing that, Mikey. Not a country in the world would do that to somebody who's done such a crime. You are making some sort of movie fiction of insane thing. It would never happen.
Okay.
So no.
I understand. I understand
that.
I
understand.
I understand
that would
the disconnect.
ever give him just 2 weeks, 2 days a week of after doing what he did. There is no country that would ever do that. So who you're basing that on, I don't know.
Okay, fine. So as a minor, do you know what his consequence would be for what he did?
Probably in Sweden, he would.
No. He does not live in Sweden. Here.
What I think it should be.
No, I want you to tell me what his judgment would be in the States as a minor. That's what you're actually trying to argue with, but you're trying to magic carpet him over to Sweden every time that we're talking about it.
No.
What would happen to him if he was tried as a minor for killing people as a minor?
Both of you, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Right. Put the parameters in that you need.
I'm trying to, but you're telling us all to shut the fuck up.
He just did.
So if he was tried...
I'm going to answer that. No, I'm just going to answer that. Can you stop trying to mediate something that does not need
We're okay.
mediating?
We're okay right now.
You're fine. Keep eating what you're eating and get that stuff off your lip.
Get the white mustache.
I'm eating pizza.
All right. So come on.
Mozzarella stash.
So don't try to mediate when it doesn't need mediating. I understand.
I just saw you two having a go at each other.
Shut the fuck up. Can
Stop
you shut the fuck up?
explaining and let us
Shut
finish
up.
arguing,
Fine.
please.
All right. So here's the deal. What Mike is asking me, if just let me. So I need to use the American system to answer the American question in an American way, and
Please.
not, like Jerry hop between Swedish. All right.
That
I
fair?
don't know.
That
I don't.
fair?
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. I don't
Okay.
know. I suppose that you do have some sort of juvenile correctional facility. I suppose that they also get counseling in some way. I do not know if they get let go of a certain age or not.
It
I
is.
do
It is.
not know.
It is literally expunged. It never happened. They delete the files.
All right, I did not know that.
It's sealed. It's like you
Yeah.
cannot. You have to get a court order in order to open them.
To even know what it was.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? So if he gets sent as a juvenile, would he be sent, be living at home and still go just to counseling if he gets sentenced on 3 counts of murder and all that as a juvenile? Would he still live at home and just go to counseling 2 days a week?
It depends. It depends on what. That's the thing. Like, if you leave it up to the judge can literally say a group home is fine, foster care is fine, staying at home,
boarding school, military school,
going to counseling is fine. The judge gets to be the arbiter of what happens to him at that point.
So, where do we give this person, and let's stop talking about him, right? Let's talk about, in general, a person who is 15 years of age who has committed murder, right?
Murder is murder. I cannot feel whether it is good or it is bad. Even if you murder for a good reason, it's still a crime. And
it's not a fun thing.
Well, some people have murdered in self-defense, and that is what it is. And it is up to the jury to decide whether or not it was self-defense or whether it was murder.
No.
Yes.
Wayne, you need to know your place. You need to stop drinking and try to know your place in the discussion every now and then, because now you're the only one who's talking over everybody else all of the time.
Some referee. Typical Arsenal ref.
I was looking at the dictionary definition of murder. All right, carry on.
The dictionary definition is different than the law definition.
Yeah. So, but okay, I think that we need to put a sock in this because I want to do one more thing before we go for today. But I just want to read one thing for all of you before we leave.
One more call to arms. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
If you guys want to chime in on this, and we'll revisit it next week because we are running a little bit long on the same topic. Send us an email at TheBinPodcast@gmail.com. We'll read them next week, and we'll get you guys' correspondence, and we'll revisit it next week. Okay?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And so the end of this is what the age of criminal responsibility in America says in the law. At the state level, 33 states have no minimum age of criminal responsibility. For federal crimes, the minimum age of criminal responsibility is 11. Massachusetts has the oldest minimum age with a criminal responsibility at 12 years old, with no exceptions, while North Carolina has the youngest minimum age at 6 years old. Which is quite fucking weird to me, that you are criminally responsible when you're 6. But let's leave that. I want to play you something. But first, I'm going to write you something in the chat, so talk amongst yourself.
Well, I don't know if I can properly talk because I've been linguistically chastised and castrated.
I have stuff going on, so I can't even talk.
Here's my opinion, Brenner.
Thank you. It's all about love.
just pop it over there.
Yeah,
The rest
whatever.
of the shit.
Nobody cares about your opinion anyway.
Nah. If people wanted my opinion, they'd tell me it.
I get my opinions from Fox News.
I'm just waiting to get right in my veins.
What do you want in your veins?
Oh, my opinion. I just want to. Just there.
Okay, what's our next topic? What are we talking about?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not in charge.
Here, since we were talking about people's sanctity over their own bodies, Ms. Brenna, perhaps you can illuminate people who are maybe unaware. But what's happening with Roe v. Wade?
So, yay, everybody
yes!
loves this. Everybody loves this because we love talking about it. Guess what? You know, like a year, 2 years ago when all these Bible Belt states decided that they were going to create these very restrictive abortion laws that made it even into their governor's offices, and some of them even passed. Well, one of them ended up in the Supreme Court, and that was the Mississippi one, which is probably the most restrictive of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've been at the Supreme Court listening to arguments for and against whether or not Roe v. Wade is going to be overturned, which for me, I mean, personally, when it comes to California laws, if Roe v. Wade is overturned, it won't affect me. But guess what? This is not about me.
There you go.
This is about all the underserved communities, all the poor women, especially poor women of color are the most affected by this, and especially in these states in which there aren't even abortion clinics available. And we're going to hear whether or not Roe v. Wade is going to be overturned. And guess the last few Supreme Court justices that were appointed on the Supreme Court these past few Republican cycles, they're actually probably going to vote to overturn it because guess what?
Wait.
They're pieces of shit. Sorry.
Yeah, but I
didn't
saw
say anything.
I saw press conference with Mitch McConnell who says that we do not appoint Supreme Justice on election year. So I guess he didn't do that, right? There was no
Absolutely
hypocrisy
not.
here. No, okay, good, all right. I'm just making sure.
Not like 5 times or something. And, yeah, we've kind of this is a huge problem because the way that these laws that were put through these states, this is what they wanted.
Yeah.
This is the exact moment that they wanted. They wanted conservative majority in the Supreme Court. Once they got exactly what they wanted, they got these laws through, and this is precisely what they were hoping for. They want this big show trial. They want the most restrictive laws to be put through the Supreme Court to the point where we could very well lose one thing that we still have, and it's not doing it. It could damage this country for decades. Yeah. This one trial decision that could come out of this.
Wayne,
yes,
before your finger breaks.
Can we please explain to our international listeners what Roe v. Wade means? Because this is kind of a massive thing that is really important to our American listeners, but it's not really that relevant to our international listeners. I know what it means, but
I don't know. It is though. But go back and watch the episode that we have with Ken, the lawyer. He explains Roe versus Wade very well in that episode. But the gist of it is, well,
I gotta pull that up here. Roe v. Wade 410 U.S. Subsection 113 in 1973 was a landmark decision in the U.S. Supreme Court in which the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States protects a pregnant woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion without excessive government restriction. It shuts down many U.S. Federal and state abortion laws and prompted an ongoing national debate in the United States about whether and what extent abortion should be legal. Who should decide the legality of abortion, what methods the Supreme Court should use in constitutional adjudication, and what role the religious and moral views, the political sphere, should be. So it's the case of the case of the case that says whether or not a woman gets to decide whether or not he gets an abortion.
So as long as this case is as it stands, we have we have federal, let's say, non-interference. We obviously, if you know, we have certain states that have had caused restrictive, like if you are to provide these types of services, you have to be a certain facility, you have to have a certain amount, like even to the point where they were measuring the width of the corridors.
Yep.
And if yours was not at a surgical width, you could be your ability to provide reproductive services will be taken away. These are these types of laws that are going through these states would include at what point it is considered a being, and that whether or not that whether or not that would be prosecuted as a criminal offense.
All right, but here's the deal. Roe versus Wade has been amended so many times over the last 49 years, that it actually not been the standing Supreme Court ruling. Really, what would the actual ramifications be? Because we know that if Roe versus Wade is overturned, there will be lawsuits on going the other way, right? Women going to seek a different outcome, right? In certain cases, it's just, as lawyer Ken told us, actually overturning Roe versus Wade in practical terms will not actually make a big impact, because it's been amended and thinned out so much over the last 49 years that it actually doesn't make any sense to keep it on. It needs to be redone.
Well, I think the thing is, it needs to be codified into law. There needs to be literally a from the legislature, from the House and from the Senate, that is ratified and then signed by the president. It needs to be a law, which is then executed by the judicial branch. It needs to be a law that we cannot tell women what to do with their fucking uterus. I'm surprised that I have to fucking say the idiot words out loud for idiots, but you should not have a fucking right to tell someone. Tell me the first time a woman told you how many sperm it could come out through in your load. It never fucking happened. The government never got involved. There was never this big political debate. But guess what? Your fucking Viagra can be covered by your fucking health care.
100%.
Your health care will cover your fucking Viagra, but a woman who is literally dying.
I love the energy.
Mikey, just go. Just keep going.
I also like. There's.
Mikey owns a gun.
There's this sort of idea about that. What is happening is like it's an after the fact, right? So pregnancy is an after the fact thing. That there was a male involved. 1, 2. I have 3 males here.
Hey.
A male was involved.
Whoa. Pixelate me.
they're and then what happens is that then like they stop with that decision, like past that these restrictive abortion laws are past that decision, right? That it becomes, I'm trying to make this as delicate and non disgusting as possible,
Yell
but
and
like
scream.
and you know I will, but
I'm going all in on this. I'm going all fucking in on this.
That shit. That now it's the woman's problem. Like now it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be the woman's issue. It's a woman's issue. Pregnancy is a woman's issue.
Right.
The problem is that the decision to prolong to create that life, that family life, has now become that it's the government. That the government is now whether or not if you live in this Mississippi state, that the government is allowed to tell you whether or not you are allowed to continue with this. You are put in financial distress. You are put in emotional distress. You are oftentimes put in family distress, whether your family could harm you in some way, whether or not they, homelessness, abuse, such as those. You can put in social problems. You can create this world in which the problems that we already have could get worse. In which we talk about California, we have a homeless problem. Could you imagine if we now, I mean, obviously not in California, but to perpetuate that, we don't have the care that it takes because women are often treated as second class, not even second class citizens.
Dogs.
And our dogs are actually treated better than most women. Anyway, I don't mean that. But when it comes to healthcare, you cannot have one thing over the other. A woman's right to choose how her body is to be used is key, and we talk about this a lot, especially with sex work. We talk about this with the reproductive rights, whether or not we are allowed, birth control. Even things like even our periods need to be like we don't have a choice for most of our lives. We cannot stop ourselves from having periods. There are ways that we can help prevent that, but we need the government to be able to provide us with information about our bodies, to provide us with the way to be safe with our bodies. And we need protection from the government about the abuse of that body. And the government fails on so many levels on that. And so this could perpetuate the fact that women have no choice over their own body. Yeah. This is not a simple abortion rights kind of thing. And I say this very much, like we had same-sex marriage here that was the restriction of same-sex marriage over here in terms of California, which I agreed, because that was a vote for Prop 8, which was that only legal marriage can be between a female and a male. That was overturned. The reason why I believe that there should not be a restriction on that on legal marriage is because who's next? Yep. Who's going to be treated poorly next? Well, guess what? Women are going to be treated poorly next. And this is exactly what they want. They want to keep poor women of color in the most restrictive part of them. They want to keep them poor, they want to keep them sick, and they want to keep them stupid.
Yep.
So
There's no argument.
the fact that even in America, Viagra is covered by most health insurances, but tampons is not.
Birth control is not.
Birth control is not.
Birth control is not.
But you can get Viagra on most health insurances.
Yeah.
Tells you who is setting the rules. Middle-aged white males, right? So if I would say this, if men had their periods, tampons and all kinds of birth control
free.
and all that, it would be free.
It would
massively.
be at the bars. You would it would be like with the condom machine kind of thing.
Yeah, no. Because the condoms you have to pay for, but it would be like the peanuts that you just pick off the bars and like, all right, here's my birth control.
Just
all
like
right,
a coaster.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but here's the deal. When you say that it's just an American decision, I think that you are massively fucking wrong, because after the discussion of Roe versus Wade, or I wouldn't say Roe versus Wade, but abortion laws and abortion restrictions in America.
I never said it was a U.S. only thing.
No. We sort of said that earlier,
Okay.
but
I would never say something like that.
It has started.
It's an international thing.
Yeah, it's starting to spill over here as well, right? The Christian Democrats over here are talking about it. We have more and more birth mothers, which saying that we will not talk to our patients about birth control or abortion after this week, which fortunately is still illegal over here. Like, you could actually lose your job if you do not do what the region you're working for has said. This is our thing. You cannot take your our policy. You cannot take your own personal that would just be
vendetta.
like you're not doing your job.
Religious.
No, you're supposed to do your job. You're supposed to do your job according to these parameters. This is how you have to do it. But I am scared for women around the world if we start down a path, especially in such a prominent country who is been seen as a beacon to so many other countries around the world as the US, start going down this road. I am scared for it. I do not like it. I hope, for fuck's sake, you got your shit together and make sure that women and women's bodies and what women are allowed to do their bodies are treated equally as what men are allowed. Basically, there has never been a law anywhere who tells a man what he can and cannot do with his body. So please, can that be the rule for a woman as well? Thank you. That's my.
All right, Wayne.
I don't think it was aware that his hand was still up.
I think it's Hollis.
No. It was your turn. Shut the fuck up for a minute. This is really personal to me and my good lady Kerry, because we did have a termination, and that was an option to us because we live in the UK, and this is not a whataboutery kind of argument. I'm not trying to cause dispersions on the US. This is just our situation. So, we were at a point where Kerry fell pregnant, and we were not in a space where we could facilitate a new child, and we couldn't. It would not be fair at all, and we had an option, and we took that option, and we went with it. And I'm sorry, I'm getting fucking emotional there.
Good. The emotion means that it's real.
Right.
It's real for you.
And Wayne, I will say this: you don't have to share more than is comfortable.
No. It's just because it's just because I want my or our American counterparts and our American audience to understand like how privileged we are over here to have these options, but at the same time, the emotional shit that goes with it. It's not like we're going to the shop and oh no, we don't want that anymore. No, it's not about that.
Mm-hmm.
But Wayne, if you can answer this real quick,
please.
How impossible would it have been if the government was trying to tell you guys what your decision was?
We do our own thing,
and I think that's the larger point is that at the end of the day,
I'm sorry. It's just the conversation. Fucking hell.
And this is the conversations that we need to have as a society, whether or not it is us here in America or around the world, because this, and when, like I said, this is not, and what Jartan also says, this is not a singular American issue. This is an international issue. And it's not just because if our laws are shut down here or changed dramatically to be painful,
emotional breakdown.
It's this is also the way that we as a society perpetuate what is important to us. Right. And we take this information of women's health and reproductive rights. We take this internationally. And if we can't live up to what we have in our country, we're not going to be taken as seriously. We're not going to be able to go to these places in which there are poor women there whose lives are being affected by the fact that they can't even get like healthy babies born. Right. Like because that it is something that we need to do as we are developed countries. We have come from 3 developed countries. And if we are going into these underdeveloped countries without these tools, we are damaging this entire world. Yep. We are damaging ourselves and we are damaging our entire world. So yes, this is not just an American issue. This is not just a developed countries issue. This is an international world issue that could affect women everywhere. And we know that societies are better when women actually can contribute. Yep. And when they're not able to contribute, the world is worse.
If someone had told me,
this is personal to me too.
I know it is, brother. I know it is.
And this is why I love you guys, because you all know that these are personal to all of us. We live in this world, and we need to treat it as such.
You tell me as a government that I can't have my Sienna. You tell me that I can't have my Florence. You have to deal with a very angry, random man
bitch. I'm Idris Elba. I'm Idris Elba.
That's gonna happen.
You be government body. I'll be Wayne Anthony.
Smackdown coming up.
All you see is Wayne just doing this. Like, oh shit!
He'd be right outside Parliament. Just bring it.
Whatever, row then.
I just 20p. I find it so frustrating that there are countries. Again, this is not me casting dispersions on your country. for the sake of it. But I sit there and I think, like, you mug us off, like, for having the NHS, and we pay our national insurance, and then when shit comes on top, we can go to the hospital. Ain't gonna cost us fuck all. Might cost us parking. Oh God, I'm fucking crying like a cunt right now.
Can you stop interrupting yourself and make your goddamn point, asshole?
I'm hungry.
We're listening to
Sorry,
you.
sorry.
We're listening to you, and you're arguing with you. Like, just say what you're gonna say.
I'm arguing with myself because I'm like fucking getting really upset about this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I you two, I love you to death, and yet I see the shit that you have to deal with when it comes to just getting a fucking plaster, getting like a pill or whatever. And I'm like sitting there like, yeah, we do this for fun,
Right.
because we've got our own shit situation over here. But what annoys me, and like going back to the baby thing, and this is why I think I've been triggered, is because the fact that we had a voluntary termination, and that's not even on your list. That don't even come to you, does it? That's gonna cost you like $4,000 and bankruptcy and all that shit. This is ridiculous.
And that's one thing, because even if for whatever reason,
sorry again. I'm.
Oh, shut up! You're fine. You're a part of this show. We are a fucking family here.
We're
and
allowed to do this.
We're allowed to be human. But like, let's say that overnight they snap their fingers and abortion becomes illegal in the United States. That does not mean federally. That does not mean that women aren't still going to be getting abortions. Now it just means that it's going to be unsafe. It's not going to be managed by medical professionals. A lot of them will be doing it themselves. It becomes a dangerous health epidemic for young ladies. And the men don't fucking care because they've never had to fucking deal with this. They don't care. It doesn't affect them. They don't even know what it is.
No.
They don't even understand. So so I don't get why all of the people who are so all lives fucking matter about everything stop caring about fucking women all of a sudden, and so that they can have healthy, medical, safe, clean, hygienic procedures. Like, what is
we
happening?
always say this as somebody who is pro-choice here. I don't want more abortions. I want safe, I want legal, and I want rare. I would prefer that we actually, I don't know, educate properly on reproductive health. I want the access to those preventative measures to be, at the candy store. Like, I want these things to be available.
Everywhere.
And then I want rapists to be prosecuted.
Yep.
We are looking, we need these things. We need people. We need these men that are in these positions of power to be prosecuted for their crimes. And we know that this is happening. And the people who are getting the most abortions are the rich white men who are preying on vulnerable women because they believe that, like, these are things that actually can help prevent the abortions. And when that moment comes in which a decision needs to be made, it needs to be safe, entirely safe, which means it needs to be in a medical facility. It needs to be legal so that nobody is prosecuted for this type of crime, that the prosecution could come from other types of crimes that may have perpetuated this, and that they are in fact rare enough that we can have that it doesn't become again where we have to go through these kind of trials. and watch our rights get dwindled to nothing.
It's horrible to like just to see that
real for me.
Like in America, and I see my brothers and sisters. This is you and Mikey Brenner. Like these are things that you have to contemplate. Here, it's just like, no. Do you know what? No, that's taken care of. It's a medical issue. We can take care of, and yeah, it's really, really upsetting. And the other thing is, Brenner, when you have your first 3 kids that are called Wayne, Mikey, and Jartan, and then you have your 2 girls, Jenna and Kristen.
No, don't like, I'm all for Wayne and Mikey, but like, don't do Jartan because he'll be fucked over abroad.
No, she's trying to be exotic.
Just name him Bob.
Or John. My plumber's name is John. He's a reliable, nice fella. So or John. That's good.
Name him Proseccio. Proseccio, come. Bring your toys.
I love you, Val.
That was the best.
That's great.
But
anyway,
if I can bring this to a head,
yeah.
Sorry for new people, but sometimes we have real conversations. It gets icky. It gets stuffy in here. Sometimes our allergies act up. And
yeah.
Allergies.
The garage is kind of like cold.
Yeah, it's really... Shut up, Brenna. Your garage is not fucking cold. You don't even know what cold is.
It's chilly in here. I can't believe the dust has blown
back in here.
Yeah, in Brenna's frigid 75-degree garage. Shut up. So
don't you call my Brenna frigid, you wrong un.
No, she says her garage is... She's pretending like it's cold. It's called night. Like, that's not cold.
Actually midday.
We have winter every night.
I don't think Mikey knows what frigid means.
Not that frigid. But I appreciate you guys sticking around with us and hanging out. It gets a little touchy feely in here sometimes, and some days it's very, how many poop fart dick jokes, boob jokes can we make in 5 minutes? Like it's both. We do.
Look,
sometimes we just pick somebody to attack for the rest of the time.
Yeah, sometimes
we
it's
had
usually
tears.
white.
We had tears and a dog doctor. What more do you fucking want?
You laughed, you cried.
I can't give any more.
All right, so I'm giving us 10 more minutes, and I'm shutting the shit down. Jartan, get your fucking list ready. Squid Game, and then Swedish Prime Minister. No,
wait, Jartan, that's a nice little bit of light relief. Let's go.
No, so here's the deal. I am, fuck the Swedish Prime Minister. We're gonna see to it that we have somebody who can actually explain this in a way better way than me. So we're gonna go for Squid Game. So now we're gonna do something new, and Mikey's gonna hate me for this, but we are gonna play a little bit of a piece from a YouTube. And Mikey,
thanks for supporting us, guys. Our channel's about to get fucking shadow banned forever. Thanks.
Yes, I am taking.
This is our last episode.
I am taking full responsibility of that.
Find us on Patreon.
Yeah, go to our Discord because that's the only way you can fucking hear us.
Yep.
Let me guess, you got some music you want to play live on the fucking YouTubes? What are you doing right now?
Exactly.
Oh, great.
So,
why don't you play Disney? Why don't you just play something Disney? We're gonna fuck over the channel forever.
Yes.
Should we start singing?
I am severely adverse to sharing anything that isn't like public anything. And Jartan and Wayne want to argue me down consistently. So
no.
Get ready for the biggest I told you so this side of the Prime Meridian. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead, play your shit. Get us canceled.
No, I'm not. This is all on Jartan. This is not me.
No, this is your homie. Y'all are riding and dying together.
All right. Yo. I'm just trying to find the right place.
Jartan, I've just seen
Recognize this guy?
Oh God. Oh, the beanie. The actual beanie.
I'm going to give you the quick breakdown of the show. It's a bunch of desperate people in debt. And then all of a sudden they get an opportunity to play in a game, but the game is brutal and you die in it. But if you don't, you win. I think it's like equivalent of US like 35 to 40 million dollars.
44
is the translation. So it's like 45 billion Korean won or something. Now we're going to get into again, I warn you, spoilers. I think the whole thing is the perfect example of somebody who thinks they're opposing capitalism, but just makes communism and wokeness look really, really dumb.
Huh.
And the show ends up being, in my opinion, more anti-communist than anything.
Pause.
So one of the big themes in the show is that everyone is.
So, first of all, no. Like, just no. Like, he makes no fucking sense. He makes no sense.
So just for context, Squid Game is a program, and I haven't watched it. I just read a lot about it, and I read an interview with the creator, which he said this is a comment on the capitalist system and how unfair it is. But here you have this right-wing nutter who's, he's a capitalist and thinks of capitalist system. He's bending over backwards to try to justify, hey, it's trying. It's just makes you like. How the fuck did he get wokeness into this?
Like that's how I know he's fucking crazy, because there's nothing woke about that fucking movie. And first of all, woke was a thing way before you fucking white people on the internet fucking heard of it and fucking disgraced it into what you call woke now. That's y'all's definition of woke, not our definition of woke. That's first rip. I love it when white people say fucking woke as if they know what the fuck it actually means. But this dude, like, the point of Squid Game and where he's diametrically opposed to the fucking truth here is only one person wins the Squid Game. If it was a communist thing, everyone would get the same amount of money. They would walk in, they would own the game, and then they would win the game. That's it. Go ahead. Well, I don't know why you guys are doing that in the middle of the fucking show.
I don't know. I'm trying to tell him, call me after the show. I'm just like, no, I'm not answering. So, all right, let's keep on going for just a couple of more minutes, all right?
It's equal. They all enter the game as equals, and they're allowed to play as equals. And there's an arc in the show where it's like somebody violates the equality, and so they kill him.
Yeah. Oh, just pause the video. Oh, you take it off every time. But yeah, I'm glad he's already starting to coalesce to the point that he's already wrong, because that's not even how the game worked. Like, it's not even what he's describing it as.
Oh, no, you haven't gotten to the best part.
All right. I'll shut up.
Yeah.
Thing you could have done is strip the equality. But now, here's how the show ends. You've been warned. In this equal system, everyone dies but one person who gets all of the money.
Huh.
Okay, so that doesn't sound to me like capitalism. In capitalism, we recognize not everybody is equal. Not everybody does have an equal chance. We do want equal opportunity, but some people are poor and some people are rich.
Can we pause it?
What?
Can we pause it? Quick. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but there's a reason as to how this is so ridiculous, in the sense of there's an old man in this game. That's not the person that he is purported to be.
No, but seriously,
hang on a minute. Hang on. How long has this program been out now?
Couple of months. I think we're good.
Okay.
Squid Game spoilers.
Okay, Squid Game spoilers. The old man is running the game. All right? Fuck it. There you go. Deal with it.
No, but here's the deal about what he's saying here. It's like, So he's acknowledging that under capitalism, some people are rich and some people are poor, but we want equal opportunity, which just doesn't make any sense because, under capitalism, rich people have all the opportunity and poor people have no opportunity. So basically, who is poor for perpetuity, but the rich is, rich for eternity. So basically, what is he trying to get at? What he is here is trying to bend over backwards to legitimize his own argument,
Yep.
right?
Linguistic gymnastics.
All right, let's keep on going because it gets better.
In this system, everyone is wearing the same clothes in the same room, being brutalized by the powers that ultimately results in one person having all the wealth and everyone dying. That is not capitalism. In
Yes, it
capitalism,
is.
there's too
That's literally capitalism.
much food. People are morbidly obese, and there are homeless people who are fat. In communism,
wait. Why are they fat? It's not because they eat a lot of food. It's because they eat food that isn't good for them. Because food that is good for you for some reason in this fucking country costs more money than fucking food that is bad for you. So yes, they eat McDonald's instead of salads because it's cheaper.
Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do that again because this is, as you said, linguistic fucking gymnastics, and this is why I wanted you to hear this.
He's on the fucking
that ultimately
linguistical
results in one
pommel
person
horse.
having all the wealth and everyone dying. That is not capitalism. In capitalism, there's too much food. People are morbidly obese, and there are homeless people who are fat.
How the hell is he on the internet? Well, everyone has a camera now, but he has a Shure microphone that is very expensive.
I know.
For why?
Because I got one. All right, so let's keep on going.
Communism, everybody wears the same clothes. They have limited access to anything. They get garbage food every day. They're like, okay, the game's over. Here's the food you get, and they get trash.
Yeah. That's why Squid Game is communism, because they wore the same clothes, everyone. Now you know. Yeah, let's do that, Shoten.
And they're fighting each other because they're starving. That to me is an indictment of communism. And if this guy who made the show is actually like, it's actually capitalism that's bad, I'm like, it just goes to show this is a person who made a great show but was really dumb and didn't understand they were actually critiquing communism.
All right.
He doesn't even know what communism is. Where is Irish Sweet? I guarantee he doesn't know what communism is.
So here's the deal. The reason I wanted you to hear this is because I sat there and I was listening to this. This is somebody who he really liked the show, right? But because he did not agree with his political views, he needed to make an excuse for why he enjoyed the show. And then he, fucking bent over backwards. He took one up the arse. And then he made a story which really don't make any sense. And because he's doing that whole Ben Shapiro thing where he's talking really fast and sounding really confident, because sometimes when I hear Ben Shapiro talk, I go like, does he have a point here? Because he sounds so sure of himself.
He has no idea what he's talking about.
He has no fucking idea what he's talking about. It is absolute fucking ludicrous. The actual creator of the show has said what this show is about. And I've read some interviews, I've read some articles. I haven't seen the show because I tried to watch the first episode and I fell asleep by 38 fucking times because I didn't like it. So I'm not going to watch it. But what the fuck? And it's the same thing about everything. And we need to,
the show has been thusly and thoroughly spoiled for you. And the reason why the first episode is so boring is because they have to show you why the main character would even want to be part of this. Right? They have to give you that exposition. They have to make you like him, and they have to make him seem so desperate that he needs to go for that. But that's the thing about capitalism. It breeds disparity. It breeds desperate people. That's why fucking super crazy capitalist countries have super crazy fucking crime rates. It's because there are winners and losers, and when you lose so many times, you will do anything to win, including crime.
And even in fucking communist China, communist Soviet, communist fucking North Korea, which isn't really communist, but they say they are. But even in communist Soviet Union, not everybody was wearing the same clothes. Not everybody was eating the same food. Like, where is he taking these fucking ideas from?
And they're not even wearing the same clothes because they all have numbers on their fucking jackets.
So he's just making this so he can say, I like this show, but I have bent over so many times backwards. I am making an actual fucking 720 around my own fucking cock to make it make sense to my own political views. Stop touching your mic.
There's a reason I'm touching my mic.
So here's the deal. We are going to end on this, is that I'm going to say, for all of us here at the Bin Podcast, please watch the Squid Games. I didn't like it. You might like it. It might be a good show. But first of all, go to patreon.com/TheBinPodcast for more content like this. And then we're going to end the show on Wayne saying...
We're not.
No, okay, we're not.
I'm hungry.
2:45. And he just muted himself.
Oh, Wayne. There you go.
Why did I tell him, though? I should have just let him go. He didn't know.
No. We're not ending the show on that. I want to address something that Jartan and I was having a back and forth in the private chat. The whole issue of babies not happening is a massive thing for myself and my good lady Kerry. And Jartan, I think you misinterpreted my conversation, because you was like, oh, you've had too much to drink. No, I haven't, mate. It's just a really hard topic for me to deal with. A really hard topic. And I find it I find it very disingenuous that you said what you said, because it was a really emotional point for myself and Kerry at the time, and I'm not putting you out there. I'm just saying
you kind of are, because I wrote that to you privately, and you are
but I'm saying to you,
gentlemen,
it's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that.
Gentlemen, I'm going to mute both of you, and I'm just going to play a real mediator here. What we're going to do is we're going to cut the show here. We're going to talk off air, and then we can readdress it. I don't think now is the appropriate time for all parties considered. I don't think it would be fair to you, Wayne. I don't think it'd be fair to Jartan. I think let's do this at a different time. Maybe not to wrap up the show. Let's just do that. We'll start off with it next week. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. Fair enough. Brenna, take us home, Bren.
All right. Thank you guys for listening to us here at the Bin Podcast. For Mr. Wayne, Mr. Mikey, Mr. Jartan, and for all our wonderful supporters and our listeners, make sure that you like, subscribe, share, comment, just all and over, just like harass us with your love. And we'll see you at the next Bins Day.
Bye.
Oh yeah, fuck Tim Pool.
I thought you were gonna say fuck Tim Bristol. I was like, oh, not Tim.